What's
happening? that was pretty good.
It was. Back on the rails. I don't want to be here till 7 o'clock.
Okay. 5, 4, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And now, the A-Plus League.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome into another episode of the A-Plus Sports League podcast. Week 12 picks, Thanksgiving games, DK, props, trivia, Survivor. We have everything that you can imagine this week. Big week, lots of fun games for the holiday. No buys this week, surprisingly. Today is Wednesday, November 25th. Remember to click the like button, subscribe, share the video. I'm your host, Matty Maitai. With me, as always, Nick Cometta and Matt Libinati. What's happening, guys?
Nothing much. I actually have a mask on because you ripped ass just before we started broadcasting. And also because of COVID, but mostly because of the first thing I said. And also, no bye weeks, which means I can get more of these answers correct. You know?
And more wrong. That's how that works.
Oh, wait. I forgot I went 3-11 last week. So, all right. We'll try to regroup, you know? More games, better to get back to 500, you know?
I did rip ass, but I'm going to blame that on Big Jerk Meats, our sponsor for the podcast. We'll hear more about them later. Anything to say, Libs?
No, it's going to be another fun week, a short work week, which is always nice, and 3 Thursday games. I saw that they came out with, what is it? This is week 12. Week 15, they're doing a doubleheader for Saturdays.
I love it when they get to the Saturday games.
Yep.
I'm surprised you had so much to say considering you went 4-10 last week.
Oh, that's fine, because we're still above you in the season total, but that's fair.
All right, so to recap last week, our picks against the spread were not so great.
Terrible.
Nick went 3-11, Libs went 4-10, and I led the way at 6-8, still not good. And overall, it brings our records for the season to pretty pedestrian numbers, to say the least. Overall, Nick and Libs are tied, actually, with a record of 22-31-2 against the spread, and I'm trailing them by a few games at 18-35-2. However, on the A-plus locks, I have been fire. 3-1 with the A-plus locks and 2-1 with the A-plus over-unders. I went 2-0 last week. Both Nick and Lib went
0-2.
0-2. Bengals money line, huh?
If Joe Burrow didn't
Shut up! We're not talking about Burrow.
Decapitated, they could have probably come back and won that game.
Well, they were winning when he left, so I'll give you that.
So
sorry,
didn't expect that.
9-7.
But
I forgot.
The only way to come back after going 0-4 on A-plus locks, I think I have to go 4 straight this time. You know, pick 4 locks, get back to even.
You're gonna lock up.
How about this? You do a Thanksgiving lock. You pick all 3 games for Thanksgiving, and those are your locks this week.
I like it.
I'll let you do that.
You'll allow 3 straight locks and count them?
No. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Want to lock up more than one? That's fine. I feel.
No, go ahead. That's fine.
I'm gonna lock up a couple times.
I'll let you do multiple if they're all Thanksgiving. How's that?
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Well, with that, let's just jump right into the Thursday night slate. We got 3 exciting games happening this Thanksgiving. Okay. First line of the week, we have the Texans at the Detroit Lions, 12:30 in the afternoon game, guys. My favorite game of the year. That's when I first start drinking on Thanksgivings. I don't know about you.
Oh, shit.
The Lions are plus 2.5 points. Over-under is set at 51. What do you guys think?
This is going to be my first A-plus lock.
A-plus lock. Here it comes.
The Texans, they have too many weapons. The defense is somewhat okay, even though they looked good against a crappy Patriots offense. Lions just seem too hurt. And without Galladay, it looks like Swift's questionable. I just don't like the Lions to cover a spread. And I'll get to more of how well the Lions play on Thanksgiving later.
All right, that's a tease.
Tease.
I'm going with Houston here as well. The Lions just put up 0 points against the 27th ranked defense in the Carolina Panthers. And Houston showed signs of life. I think they're going to be able to put up enough points to cover this 2.5. That's all I got. I like the lock.
I hate it when we're all in the same game, but I have to agree with you guys. I was on the Panthers last week because I just didn't see much coming out of this Lions team. Stafford's hurt. Galladay might play, but doubtful. And I really don't think Swift is going to play because he got concussed literally less than a week ago. So I don't see him playing. I just think they're too banged up. Give me the Texans minus 2.5.
Well, way to ride my lock, guys. So come on the board. Well, I'll give you the second straight lock.
All right, so the second game is Washington Footballs at the Dallas Cowboys, the 4:30 game. Cowboys -3 over under 46.
Give me them Cowboys.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I hate this pick, which is why I do it. I love the front seven of the Redskins and how well they get to the quarterback.
The footballs, yes.
And how
we don't use racial slurs on this podcast.
I mean they destroyed that front seven, front line of the Bengals. I mean, Burrow's run around like a scared child. However,
that's twice in the first 12 minutes we've brought up.
However, I think the Cowboys have too many weapons, and they play well on Thanksgiving. I'll get more to that later. Another tease for trivia.
I'm guessing trivia is Thanksgiving based.
Maybe. So I like the Cowboys here in the 3 points.
Okay. Cowboys -3.
I'm taking the Cowboys here as well. The offense looks confident again with Andy Dalton, and their O-line is getting a little bit more situated and a little bit healthier. I still don't think that this Cowboys team is good, but I think that this is the start of when you see Dallas start to crawl away from the division. I can't say run away, but I think that they are going to take this division in the end, and I'm going with the Cowboys here.
I think the Eagles actually hold on.
Why are we all on the same fucking teams? It's driving me nuts already. I can't make up any ground on you guys. I'm on the Cowboys as well. It's more of a...
Come on, the locks.
I am a little worried because I feel like Washington's defense might just pressure who's the Dallas quarterback?
Dalton.
Oh.
Probably.
I mean, it really doesn't matter. I thought it was still the backup. I forgot Dalton was playing.
He looks somewhat decent.
So I just think the Washington defense can get a ton of pressure on Dalton, and if he just gets panicky, throws a couple of picks or fumbles it and they return one, I think that's how Washington's honestly going to score their points. If they score points, is mostly with the defense. Or Alex Smith just isn't moving the ball that much. They only put up 20 points against the Bengals, who are one of the worst defenses in the league. And the week before they put up 27, but that was against the Lions, who we saw aren't very good. So
ridiculous, though. So he won the ball well.
He will move the ball down the field, but again, unless Andy Dalton is overpressured, I think the Cowboys can put up enough points to knock them off.
You gonna change your mind?
I'm debating it.
No, I'm debating it too.
Yeah, it's your lock.
You don't give me the footballs. I'm gonna be contrarian here because I can't be on the same one as you guys, and I don't think I've ever typed in footballs on the big board.
All right, well then go give you the third lock.
Hang on one sec. All right, so the Baltimore Ravens at the Pittsburgh Steelers is the Thursday night game this week. The Steelers are laying 4.5 points. The over/under is 44.5.
This line's going to move if it hasn't already.
It moved. It started at 3.5. Then the COVID news came out about the running backs moved to 4.5.
That's still not big enough. Give me the Steelers. The Ravens are close to one of my Dunzo teams. On the offense, can't do
Fraud?
absolute anything.
Fraud?
And I mean, against the Titans, the defense looks awful. I mean, Steelers are looking more and more complete every week. The defense is unbelievable. If they can't run the ball, and they can't throw the ball, I don't see how the Ravens cover 4.5.
And we'll get into Gus Edwards in a little bit here, but he seems to be the lone healthy running back that's viable in any sort of fantasy market. I'm going with the Steelers here as well. Steelers just beat the Ravens by 4 weeks ago. Since then, the Steelers have looked better and their offense has been getting better. The Ravens have looked worse and have been in somewhat of a free fall, losing 2 straight. and also lost that game against the Steelers. And now with the COVID news, they have to shut down the facility, lack of practice, et cetera.
Shorter week.
Yep, on a short week for Thursday.
And going into Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, traveling doesn't mean as much now without fans where they can't play Renegade obnoxiously because fuck the Steelers. I can't say that enough on this podcast, but I'm still going with the Steelers here.
Travel, I think, makes a lot, but go ahead. Bird?
Give me the Ravens. I think these teams always play close games.
Very true.
Baltimore was favored a few weeks ago, and the Steelers were down most of that game, ended up winning. And I'm taking the Ravens the same reason I took the Steelers last week. You're going to give me 4.5 points in a division game where these teams are so close. I mean, yeah, they lost some of their running backs, but Mark Ingram was fucking trash anyway. And Dobbins is a rookie who had up and down games. So they love Gus Edwards. They have Justice Hill who can catch balls out of the backfield. I don't think it's going to affect them that much. I'm still worried about their offensive line against the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line. But I think the Ravens are getting desperate. I think they're going to try to start pulling some trick plays out of their hat. I think Lamar's just going to risk his life and try to over first downs.
That's what scares
me.
me.
I mean, they've lost too many games recently, and a division game is hard to beat a team twice. There's too many reasons for me with the points to take. Like Steelers will probably win, but I don't think it's crazy to say the Ravens could win, and 4.5 points. Give me them.
I hear you.
All right, that's it for our Thursday Thanksgiving slate. Nick, do we have any props up yet, or
no props up yet? But I'm looking at a couple of things. I like Marvin Jones's catches this week,
especially if Galladay's out.
Galladay's out. I feel like
potentially Amendola out.
Like
what number do you feel good with?
I feel like I've seen and I'm going to go Marvin Jones anytime touchdown because I feel like the last 3 Thanksgivings I've looked at my TV and I've had I think Galladay or some other mix of wide receiver, or I've been going up against Marvin Jones, and I think he's gone off. I don't have the stats, but I feel like Marvin Jones has a good Thanksgiving all the time.
So, but to Matt's point, we don't know where the line's at yet. Where do you feel comfortable? Are you setting the over-under on reception?
I think his over-under his catches is at probably at 5.5, 6.
That sounds about right.
And I think I like the over on it.
I'm with you, though. Marvin Jones is that fucking guy. I feel like I almost never own him, but yeah, you're going up against me watching Thursday on Thanksgiving, and he's just like, falls into the end zone. Like, fuck you, Marvin Jones.
That will be my one loss for props this week.
I like that. Catches, we'll see.
Yeah, receptions is a little bit tough because, I mean, he does, in the past 4 weeks, which I forget how long Galladay's been out, but it's been 3, 8, 4. And before that, it was 5 and 2. So, I mean, the 5 number is tough for him to hit. I would like it if it's at 4.5. 5.5 gets a little risky for me, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's an up and down. I think 5.5 is probably the line, even though hopefully you can get that 4.5. You know.
Yep. There's 2 lines I will take a consideration at, one more so than the other. Depending on what the number is, I like Gus Edwards carries. As we just said, he won't have any competition to run the ball, so they're going to feed him. Ravens love to run the ball. If it's sitting in the low teens, I'll consider that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been getting double-digit touches anyway, and now you take out everybody else. I think he can get 15 pretty easy. So if it's anything under that, I'll probably take that as an over. And Zeke, I'd monitor Zeke's catches and rushes because I think he'll be utilized a lot this week. I think he kind of had a soft week last week, even though they did well. I think the strength of the Minnesota defense was the run D, not the pass D. Washington, I think it's the opposite. I think their run D is not that great, but their pass D is strong just because they have such good edge rushers. All right, any other props we like there?
And I went back and looked at it. 2017, Marvin Jones did go off, had 109 yards, 6 catches, 2 touchdowns on Thanksgiving. The year before he was injured, year before that, I think he got 340. But then last year he did get a touchdown as well. So I feel like I've heard it in my mind, Marvin Jones touchdowns on Thanksgiving from the other room when we're eating dinner. And I look over, I'm like,
you don't have a TV in the room you're eating? What the fuck?
That turkey ends up on the wall.
What operation are you running?
We have a big Italian family, so.
I hear you. Luckily, I don't have to deal with that family this year.
No,
what?
Me neither.
I like that one, Nick, for sure. Especially, I mean, if Galladay is going to be out, if Swift is going to be out, Stafford has to throw to someone. Amendola is probably not going to be playing.
Yeah, Amendola and Galladay are going to be out.
Well, and I would say the other player I kind of like, depending on what the odds are, is Hawkinson. Hawkinson might be a nice little play if he's like plus 150, plus 200. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I feel like those plus 150, 200s will be anytime touchdowns for those guys.
Exactly.
And if Swift is out, I'd take a look at AP carries and rushing yards as well, because he out-touched Carry-On the last game when Swift was out tremendously.
I know, it's not a bad one. I always just worry Patricia could just be like, hey, who's that fullback we had? Zach Banner? Yeah, no. Get in there, motherfucker.
Is he still on the team?
I wouldn't put it past Matt Patricia. So, all right. Well, we have a little competition brewing in the office for Thanksgiving. As if we didn't have enough to gamble on, Chris O'Neill decided that he wanted to send out a DraftKings lineup for Thanksgiving Day where we can all compete and see who can have the best lineup for $20.
You mean Chris O'Neill, like the infamous Chris O'Neill from the golf portion of this podcast?
The expert DraftKings picker on the golf show. That is indeed true, and we will be back in January with that show. But
I'll just run down my winning lineup for you guys.
Oh, he's already made it. Okay.
Already made it. QB, I don't think there's any question. I think there's 1 or 2 people you can pick. I'm Limonati interrupting again. The winning lineup here, we have Deshaun Watson as a QB. I know there's going to be Lamar Jackson could have a good game with a low value. Big Ben is a safe bet, but Deshaun Watson, that offense goes through him. He's going to score the running touchdowns and throwing touchdowns for that team. Give me Deshaun Watson. Second one, I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson. I feel like he's due for every time near the goal line that's going to run the ball in. He's good for a touchdown. He's been a consistent fantasy guy consistently for a low value. I'm going to go with Zeke Elliott as well. I think he gets off his touchdown cold streak. He's going to get a touchdown.
A lot of good value plays here.
Marvin Jones, I already talked about anytime touchdown was, and then big upside as far as with the players being out there. Terry McLaurin, I feel like he's going to get one big play.
How much money do you have left?
That's what I'm saying.
Brandon Cooks is going to be my third wide receiver because he's just going to be nonstop killing it.
Are you starting Jermichael Finley at tight end?
Tight end, we're going to go Hawkinson at 4,700. And then flex, I'm going to go Logan Thompson, another tight end out of Washington for an anytime touchdown. He's good. He's a 50-50 anytime touchdown guy in the games he's played. So low flex is going to be a little weak, but if you can get that anytime touchdown and some catches, I like it. And then for defense, give me the Washington football teams.
I have to check this line. There's no way you have enough.
I'm checking it right now.
I actually have $100 left.
I'm checking it right now.
Well, good lineup, Nick. I like it. I will say some of the players that I really like that Nick mentioned. I think Deshaun Watson is a slam dunk play. It's just Lamar and Big Ben both could have a good game. For both those defenses are good. Andy Dalton's going up against a good defense. Alex Smith is the worst player of the slate. The other quarterback I like is Matthew Stafford. I think just Houston's defense isn't super strong. They don't get a lot of pressure. Really, it's going to come down to his hand and if Galladay or Amendola or Swift plays. If he doesn't have any of those guys, then I'm less inclined to take it. But for almost 2,000 less than Watson, that's not a bad one. I think the cheat code this week, I don't know how he wasn't in your lineup, is Gus Edwards. He's 4,000. I think that's
agreed.
He might not have a great game, but if he's the only one there, it's value for 4,000. I do like Zeke. I think he will have a good game. Gibson's not bad. Connor, I'm not really feeling at 6,200. Maybe make a play at the Detroit running back situation if you want. They're both kind of cheap. Carry-On or Peterson, make your stance. I don't know. Receivers, I don't mind that. Pittsburgh's tough. They got 3 good receivers. Any one of them go off. But Marvin Jones might be a good play, especially if Galladay is out. But Marvin Hall also might be a nice little play if you're trying to get a deep threat kind of player, get your home run player. Des Bryant caught some balls last week. That'd be an interesting one.
Oh, God.
Tight end, I think here, you could take Hawkinson, but I like Nick. You could go Thomas or Atkins or Ebron, a little bit cheaper if you don't want to pay up for Hawkinson. I wouldn't pay up for Mark Andrews. And yeah, defense, give me the cheapest 2 that are there.
Can I swap some now that I heard your advice?
Yeah, exactly. There goes the Gus Edwards. Yeah, I think you should cheat code this week.
Gus is on my short list of running backs for this week in DFS. I think Gibson is kind of the chalk lock. Gibson, like Nick had said, has been consistent. He's decently priced, and value-wise, he's the running back to take here. I honestly, for somehow, I might even consider Gibson and McKissick. I actually did play that in my Dynasty League this past week, and it panned out fine. McKissick's been getting 14, 15, and I forget this past week how many targets he's been getting since Alex Smith has been at quarterback. And Gus is definitely in consideration there. And if Swift is playing, I like Swift. If not, I would lean AP over Carry-On for that value play there. At receivers, you guys hit on most of it. It's McLaurin's chalk. Marvin Jones is somewhat chalk, definitely chalk if Galladay is out. Beyond that, I do like Michael Gallup as a value play upside, and then both Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. Tight end, agreed with Bird here. Mark Andrews is really the only one I'm not going to be taking in any lineups. I'm not going to be willing to pay up for him. Jordan Akins, Logan Thomas, and then consider TJ Hawkinson or Eric Ebron. QB though, again, Watson's going to be the lock, chalk.
Oh yeah,
Pick of the week for sure. Beyond that, I'd look at Alex Smith has actually been decent the past couple of weeks since he's been back, and he's going to be super cheap.
You should take him.
I might. We'll see.
I mean, he did beat the Bengals, so it must be great.
He's just 2,000 cheaper than Watson. I also like Stafford at $400 more than Alex Smith, and beyond that, it's just Big Ben.
166 yards last week.
Yeah, what about the week before, where he had his career game?
So you're banking on him to have another career game?
No, I'm just saying he's been fine. If you want a contrarian play, to preface all of this, all of these decisions are going to be based on what sort of league you're in, or what for this weekly lineup. If you're in a league like we're in with 8 to 10 coworkers, you can go chalk essentially. If you're trying to enter into some GPP big money pool, you're gonna have to go contrarian, and you're gonna have to make some of these weird decisions.
If anything, I would just go with the Red Rifle himself.
I do like
Andy Dalton.
I like Dalton too.
Former Bengal.
I think he wrote that with a little heart by Dalton.
Yeah.
He misses.
I actually don't have Dalton written
You
down.
miss him. I think you do.
I'm ready for the revenge game.
Do you wish?
We play the Cowboys in 2 weeks.
Do you kind of wish you had him?
I've seen.
No?
I have seen.
No, I mean, he's gonna be out next year too.
No, he's not. You don't know what you're talking about. He's going to miss the start of the year. He's not going to be out the entire year.
I think you guys should trade AJ Green for Andy Dalton.
I've seen Bengals fans floating around the internet saying we should sign. We don't have to trade anything. He's a free agent after this year.
Now, get him now.
Why? To win more games and cost yourself draft.
Get him now before he's too expensive next year after he goes on this run with the Cowboys in the playoffs.
I know. True.
He's getting $7.5 million now. Imagine if he makes a run. Shit.
Pick up Jameis Winston or something.
I mean, he can't even start over Taysom Hill. I don't know if I want that guy. All right. I think that's enough for our terrible DK valuations for this week. We'll see who wins. We'll fill you in next week on the inner office DK. Yeah, I mean, Nick's got the winning lineup, so why are we even playing?
That or I'll finish in last. One of the two.
There's no in between. You never want to be 8-8. You either want to be 0-16 or 16-0.
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's wrap up our Thanksgiving discussion here and pitch it over to Nick. It sounds like you've got some Thanksgiving themed trivia for us.
Nope, not at all. Throwing you off on the Thanksgiving. Actually, no, it's all.
I was gonna say
It's Thanksgiving football themed. Thanksgiving football games have been a tradition in the NFL since 1934. Typically, there are a few teams that selectively play on Thanksgiving.
1934. Wow.
Which team owns the most wins on Thanksgiving Day? And then I'm gonna give you some stats. Which team has the most
Cowboys
wins on Thanksgiving Day?
Cowboys is the
I took the chalk answer.
obvious first answer. Beyond that, my only other guesses here would be
You got to pick a division team. I feel like it's not Detroit.
Packers used to play on Thanksgiving every year, correct?
Close.
And that stopped?
Close, yeah. They were up and down.
I'll go with the Packers.
Going with the Packers. I like how you guys laughed and said,
Is it the Lions?
when the Lions are actually the people that started playing Thanksgiving football.
They get the first game.
They played the first game because they tried to steal attention from the Tigers back in the 1930s and continued. They actually played 79 straight games on Thanksgiving The Cowboys have played 41 consecutive straight games.
The
reason why the Lions are up so much is because the amount of games they play.
Yeah.
They have a record of 37, 41, and 2. 37, 41, and 2.
So they're not good on Thanksgiving. They just played more than everybody.
And the Cowboys are actually in second with 31 wins, 20 losses, and 1 tie. The Bears are in third with 19 wins, 15 losses, and 2 ties. And the Packers are fourth with 14 wins, 20 losses, and 2 ties. Now, we'll go with some bonus questions because Thanksgiving's awesome.
We're thankful.
And let's go with this. Which team has never played on Thanksgiving?
There's only one?
There's only one.
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, what do you got?
Texans.
Texans? No, it is actually Jacksonville.
Damn it.
They joined in 95. Obviously, you're looking at expansion teams. And then we'll go with this. Longest active drought of not playing on Thanksgiving. Active. This is a tough one.
Bungles.
Bengals.
I can't remember.
Patriots. No, it's actually the Rams. They haven't played since 1975.
What?
Wow.
45-year drought. What is the most common matchup
That makes sense.
between 2 teams on Thanksgiving?
Lions, Bears.
Lions, Bears.
Lions, Packers, or Cowboys, footballs?
I feel like it's Cowboys, Giants, maybe. Would be my backup pick.
Cowboys, footballs.
Cowboys footballs. It's actually Packers versus Lions.
Yeah.
They've actually played 21 times, which is by far the amount of more than the Packers have been playing. They only have 36 games they played on Thanksgiving. They've played
The Lions 21.
21 of those times.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
The Lions actually are 12, 8-1 on that division rival. The second
What
common,
are they, from 1944?
the second common matchup is the Bears and Lions, and the Bears.
Bears and Lions, there you go.
The Bears are up 10-8 on that matchup.
Nice.
So there's some Thanksgiving football trivia for you guys.
It's eye-opening. I didn't realize
The
how...
Lions, I feel like that may have got people because the Cowboys, I feel like, was the obvious answer because they're
America's
America's
team.
team. They play on Thanksgiving every time. But actually, the Lions are the ones that started it, and the Lions are the one that have played the more consecutive games and more games. And
That's why I get the first game of the day, and that's my favorite game every year because that's when I sit at the bar at my uncle's house, crack open a beer or pour a drink, and that's when Sunday really starts. Or Sunday. That's when Thanksgiving really starts.
It starts a little bit more. Are you a late dinner guy or early?
No, we eat dinner around 3:30ish, but like
That's late.
Or lunch? That's late.
2 o'clock dinner.
You're lunch,
Ish.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying
So
to.
we get that first base in, that gets you through the first game, and then you come back for the second game. It's really the games are courses of food. For me.
I feel like this might be an Italian thing, Nick, because yeah,
Maybe,
I hear
maybe
you.
not, but that's how it goes usually in my family. And I usually start drinking a little bit before that. We have appetizers and drinks starting at 11.
Well, let me put it this way. I actually did lie to the audience here because I definitely start drinking before noon, but that's really when the day starts for
You
me.
can't drink all day if you don't start early.
Exactly, and yeah, like Nick said, we have apps as soon as we get there at like 11, and I eat and drink for that. And that's why dinner kind of gets pushed out. But I think it varies from house to house. So yeah, I'm excited, guys. How about you?
Yeah.
It'll be a fun from watching from my couch this year.
Hey, like I said, you're always welcome at the Bird's Nest anytime. All right.
You're not welcome at my apartment.
All right, we're going to get into the Sunday slate of games, but first, let's get a word from our sponsors. Today's sponsor is Big Jerk Meats. I don't know about you, but I really enjoyed the piece I had today. What do you guys think? You all tasted it.
Who wants my man meat?
No, it was really
Michael,
good.
you want my man meat?
It was good, but Nick said it looked like dog poop when he first walked in here, so
It doesn't look good, but honestly, I was like, this is Jack Link's quality.
it was good. Agreed.
I didn't have it because I thought it was dog poop. And
And you just throw it away?
It was representative of my record of last year. I thought you guys were trolling me. Instead, I've got a bag of Cheetos, but after looking at it, it did look pretty good. Kind of wish I did.
Well, don't listen to Nick because the sponsor will definitely not pay us anymore after this. But yeah,
Already ruining our first promo.
Chris said that.
Sometimes you have to be honest and then encouraging.
Chris said that we can bring whatever meats we want, and he will jerk them for us. So
he said he'd do it right under the desk. It was I was a little appalled, but.
And for all the
Georgia-esque move, you know.
For all the ladies that might be listening out there, just know that the holiday season's right around the corner, and the best thing to get your husband is some jerk meat. So bring it down to Chris because it's a 5-hour jerk.
Wow.
It's a dry rub.
Wow.
Very dry rub. Big Jerk Meats. We jerk your meat for a special treat. Any final thoughts for the holiday weekend?
Enjoy the Thanksgiving.
Is this your favorite holiday bird? Or are you against it for the turkey bird?
Oh, it's hands down my favorite holiday.
Okay, then it's bird day. That's all I'm just checking.
100%. Dude, I got so many turkeys in my fucking yard. I'm ready to kill a couple and bring them to Thanksgiving dinner.
Should have donated them the other day. We got 7.
Oh my God, yeah, for the frozen turkey. I could have bought a fresh turkey.
What did I tell you about bringing dead animals into the office? This is not the same. This is already dead.
Yeah, Nick, if you want, I can come down to my house and kill a few. Enjoy yourself this weekend.
It would be fun.
All right, well, it's about that time, folks. We appreciate you listening. Remember to like, share the podcast with anyone you want. Subscribe if you haven't already. And we all from the A+ Sports Podcast hope that you have a great Thanksgiving weekend. Enjoy time with your family. And if you can't enjoy time with your family, just enjoy the fact that you might not.
Enjoy time not with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay safe, everyone.
As long as you're not going to have COVID. So anyway, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you next time.
See you.